Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. The Supreme Personality of God in Lordship Sri Radha Radhanath ki, Shri Nitai Gaur Sundar ki, Lord Jagannath Baladev of Subhadra Maharani ki, our beloved spiritual masters, divine loving grace, Srila Prabhupada ki, Srila Prabhupada, Savior of the whole world ki, all you wonderful devotees ki, please give me a blessing ki. Nitai Gaur Prema. Hare Krishna. Everyone loudly say Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna.
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Rama.
Hare Rama.
Hare Rama.
Hare Rama.
Rama Rama.
Rama Rama.
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Thank you very much for coming, dear devotees. Who's coming for the first time today? Put your hand in there. Put your hand up. Put higher. Your name?
Varushan.
Varushan. Give Varushan a big Hari Bol, please. Hari Hari Bol. Prabhu?
Ramol Prabhu. Ramol.
Ramo?
Is it Ramol Prabhu?
Yeah.
Ramol?
Very old devotee in ISKCON. I know him very well. You know me, Prabhu?
Yeah.
Yeah. Give him a big round of applause and a big Hari Bol, please.
And Martian Prabhu?
Huh?
Martian.
Martian Prabhu.
From
Yeah, he's from Clare State. Namahatta program we have on Sundays. Give him a big round of applause. Martian Prabhu ki. Okay, thank you. I am sure all of you all are in high bliss. Am I correct? Why is that? A month of Karthik and wonderful pastimes of the Supreme Person of Godhead. Actually, this pastime of the Supreme Lord, stealing butter thief, Makan Chor, is a very, very sweet pastime, most loving pastime. And you can easily be very much acquainted with it, because that's the very nature of a mother in the material world. And in the material world, the highest love is between a mother and child. So it's a very wonderful, sweet pastime. And our topic for today will be transforming love into lust. But before that, some invocation.
No, lust into love. Lust into love.
Transforming lust into love. But we did it the other way around. We transform love into lust. And that is why we are struggling in this material world. So therefore, we are going to speak on how to transform lust back into love again. So before that, invocation to the Lord. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshur-anmilitam yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sapitam yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vanchakalpatra kripa sindhubhye vacha patitanam pavanabhyo vaishnavabhyo namo namo. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hands in the air. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Once more. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Once more. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasad Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Deva Gauravani Pracharine Rashis Sunyavadi Paschachade Satarini. Hare Krishna. This topic is very, very important in the lives of all living entities. That is why the living entities in the material world, they are so disturbed, they are so confused, and they are struggling for existence in this material world. Due to this activity called lust. And therefore, in order to overcome this lust, we got to know, first of all, what is lust. What is lust? Anybody give me some answers?
A desire to enjoy separately from Krishna.
Sorry?
A desire to enjoy separately from Krishna.
Yeah, your desire to enjoy separately from Krishna. And I'll give you a full definition of that. Lust is defined as the selfish desire to satisfy one's own senses for material pleasure, which is seen as a perverted reflection of eternal love for Krishna. It is actually a perverted love, means upside down love, the wrong way. Therefore it's called lust. It is described as a driving force of the material world that leads to entanglement, quarrels, anger, and illusion, keeping the soul from its true spiritual identity. Do you agree with this statement? That is what is used today in the material world. Lust is actually the driving force of all materialists, because they want to enjoy the senses separately from Krishna, and thereby they become more and more entangled in the complexities of this material world. And it's very, very difficult to come out from that position because it is so ingrained in us from time immemorial. Right in the beginning, we want to enjoy separately from Krishna, and we wanted to give up Krishna and wanted to act independent, to enjoy independently of Krishna. Therefore, Lord Krishna created this material world for us to enjoy your lustful propensity. That is the whole idea. And when you are tired of enjoying this material propensity or this lustful propensity, then you can surrender to Krishna again. And how do you do that? How do you do that? By engaging in loving devotional service to Krishna out of love. And how do you do that? The beginning? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. There is no other way, no other way, no other way to get out of this lustful condition. And then if you want to transform lust into love, then you got to understand what is love all about. What is love? Anybody give an answer? What do you think love is?
Service to the Lord.
Yes?
Service to the Lord.
Service to the Lord.
Yes, service to the Lord with love. So what is love? We got to know, we discussed what is lust. Now we're going to just discuss what is love. Love is defined as pure, selfless affection. What is love? Pure, selfless affection. Without ulterior motives. Aimed at making another happy. You make someone else happy and not yourself. That's what love is all about. It is an eternal divine quality that finds its highest expression in devotion to Lord Krishna. That is highest. It is highest divine quality, and it is eternal. In a way, that is the only way you can express yourself to Lord Krishna. And Lord Krishna is the root of all beloved things. Because Krishna is an embodiment of love. This genuine love is a two-way relationship. Can you just have be in love with yourself or have a loving relationship on your own? It is a two-way relationship. At any time, just like between a boy and a girl. But that is not true love. That's called lust on the material platform. True love is the relationship between a devotee of the Lord and the Lord Himself. They have loving exchanges. And that's another topic. There are 5 different kinds of loving exchanges that you can have with the Lord. And one of the loving exchanges is taking place right now, and it started. And what is that? Damodar Lila. What loving exchange is that?
Parental.
Huh?
Parental.
Parental, yes. Vatsalya Ras. So that is what is happening right now. A love between the mother and child. In this case, Lord Krishna is a son and Mother Yasoda is the mother of Lord Krishna. So that's a loving relationship between two people. And Krishna loves that. Better than the yogi sitting and meditating, or the jnani is trying to speculate about him, like that. The Lord never appreciates that. But if one chastises the supreme person of Godhead, And just like Mother Yasoda being the superior, Mother is always superior to the child, right? So Lord Krishna loves those kind of activities. Just like he was with Arjuna on the chariot. He was a chariot driver of Arjuna. And being a chariot driver is a low-class service. But Krishna took that opportunity out of love for his pure devotee, and he became a charioteer. That's why Lord Krishna is known as, what he is known as? Huh? Bhakta Vatsala.
Oh.
Bhakta Vatsala means the lover of his devotee. He loves his devotee. Partha Sarati means chariot driver. So yes, Krishna loves that. So here in Bhagavad Gita, how to transform lust into love. And in Bhagavad Gita chapter 3, verse 37, entitled Karma Yoga. There's a verse here, text 37. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Kamayesha Krodayesha Rajoguna Samudbhava Mahashano Ma Papama Vidyena Miha Vairinam. We can do the word for word translation quickly. Shri Bhagavan Vacha. The personality of God has said.
The personality of God.
Kama. Lust. Esha. This. Krodha. Wrath. Esha. This. Rajaguna. The mode of passion. Samudbhava, born of. Mahashana, all devouring. Mahapapama, greatly sinful. Vidhi, no. Enam, this. Hiha, in the material world. Vairanam, the greatest enemy. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Translation, we can repeat a few words after me. The Supreme Personality of God has said, it is lust only, Arjuna, which is born of contact with the material mode of passion, and later transformed into wrath, and which is the all-devouring, sinful enemy of this world. True statement or not? It is. It's the worst enemy of man, is lust. Why? We shall read the purport of Srila Prabhupada. When a living entity comes into contact with material creation, his eternal love for Krishna is transformed into lust. His eternal love, first he will love with Krishna in the spiritual world, but when you come into contact, the living entity come into contact with material nature, then his eternal love for Krishna is transformed into lust. In association with the mode of passion, it is through the mode of passion means wants to enjoy yourself separately from Krishna. That is mode of passion. In other words, the sense of love of God becomes transformed into lust. That's what happened to us. We transformed our love of God into lust. And Prabhupada is giving an example. As milk in contact with sour tamarind is transformed into yogurt. When you put sour lemon or tamarind into milk, what happens? It turns into curd or becomes like sourish, right? Then again, when lust is unsatisfied, it is transformed into wrath. That means when you cannot satisfy your lusty propensity, it turns into wrath. What wrath means?
Anger.
Anger. Give him a big hand, please. It turns into anger. And we have experiences of this, isn't it? If you are not satisfied with that lusty propensity, minus Krishna, he is lust. Anything minus Krishna is lust, not love. But we are thinking that out of love that is happening to us and we're getting angry. It is actually out of lust we get angry. It is a very dangerous mentality. It is the worst enemy of man. And when lust is unsatisfied, it turns into wrath. Wrath is transformed into illusion. And illusion continues the material existence. So when you become angry, you become under illusion. Falsely that you are thinking you are enjoying. But you are not actually enjoying, you are suffering. And illusion continues the material existence. So therefore we see again and again the living entities in the material world, we take birth one body after another body. Due to lust. We take one body after another body, not satisfied with our self-aggrandizement. We want to enjoy ourselves independent of Krishna, then we come back again and again in the material world. And you can never be satisfied until you surrender to Krishna. And that is why, therefore, lust is the greatest enemy of the living entity. And it is lust only which induces the pure living entity to remain entangled in the material world. Now you know, you got the answer why you are entangled in this material world. What? What? Due to lust. By engaging in lusty propensity, independently trying to enjoy, independent of Krishna, we are struggling in this material world. You think it's a nice thing? We're learning something that is very, very important to us, isn't it, today? Wrath is a manifestation of the mode of ignorance. When one becomes ignorant of his self, that he is a spirit soul, part and parcel of the Supreme Person of Godhead, then under that illusion, one exhibits wrath or anger and other corollaries. If therefore the mode of passion, instead of being degraded into the mode of ignorance, is elevated to the mode of goodness by the prescribed method of living and acting, then one can be saved from the degradation of wrath by spiritual attachment. So how to overcome this lust? By engaging in devotion, loving devotional service to the Supreme Person of Godhead via the devotees of the Lord. And one such great devotee celebrating his 50 years anniversary, who is that? Srila Prabhupada ki. He came here to South Africa 50 years ago, so very kindly. And he is taking us out of this lusty propensity by engaging us like this. Thank you, Paramatma, for engaging us in loving propensity not lusty propensity. By engaging us like this, having Namahatta program, so that we can become in love with Krishna, by loving one another. That's what Krishna consciousness is all about. It is all about love. Krishna consciousness is a love story. Just like you go again and again when you are married, or before marriage when you are in love with some girl, or the girl is in love with a boy. You'll write letters, isn't it? And I spoke this many times. Uma, what was the longest letter you wrote, your love letter? Huh? You didn't write letters? I wrote few letters. Married? You married? No. Don't get married. But also you have to get married. How is that? Prabhupada gave an answer to that. I'll tell you later if I just remember. Prabhupada said, yes, you can marry, but at the same time don't marry. It's not contradiction, but it's a fact. Nevertheless, but Srila Prabhupada also wrote so many letters, love letters. This is a love letter. You know how long is Srimad Bhagavatam? How many verses in Srimad Bhagavatam? 18,000 verses. That's a love letter. Do we write such long love letters? Nobody writes. Bhagavad Gita is 700 verses. Mahabharata is 100,000 verses. These are all loving, glorifying the loving activities with these devotees in all these scriptures. Right in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, it begins with the lust. Because right in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, verse 1 is so important, nobody understands that. It begins with actually lust. Why? Because Dhritarashtra said, what did my sons do? And he separated his sons from the sons of the Pandavas. Why? Due to lusty propensity, he was attached to his family, that he wanted the throne for his sons after his departure. That is a form of lust also. Not only the relationship between man and woman. That is the highest lust in the material world anyway. Between the union between man and woman. That is the highest lust. But there are different forms of lust. Sometimes you want to lust after a beautiful car. Your desire, and you become attached, and you want to enjoy separately from Krishna. That is lust. Anything that you enjoy separately from Krishna is called lust. So how to overcome that lust is also spoken here in Bhagavad Gita. Just by acting in the mode of goodness, by the prescribed method of living and acting, means by living and acting in Krishna consciousness, then one can be saved from the degradation of wrath by spiritual attachment. And we have this experience when one comes to Krishna consciousness, when one engages in devotional service, there is a change of consciousness, guaranteed. For example, I can give you a good example of myself. I was a big rascal. And now, there's so much of transformation. Of course, I'm not purified yet. There's still some more to go. But there is some transformation from lust to love. Because we're doing everything for love of Krishna. The Supreme Personality of God had expanded himself into many for his ever-increasing spiritual bliss, and the living entities are parts and parcels of the spiritual bliss. Here you can see. That's why Lord Krishna expands himself like that. Into so many pastimes the Lord has. And the Lord is all blissful. Sat, Chit, Ananda. Sat means he is eternal. Chit means he is all knowledgeable. Ananda means he is all blissful. So that Sat, Chit, Ananda potency, we also have part of that in minute quantities. Just like Krishna, because we are part and parcel of Krishna. But because we separated ourselves from Krishna to enjoy separately from Krishna, we cannot feel that Satchidananda potency in us. But when we re-relate our loving relationship to Krishna, we'll feel that Satchidananda potency. You will become all blissful, guaranteed, provided you do it properly. It must not be done whimsically. The Supreme Personality of God had expanded himself into many for his ever-increasing spiritual bliss, and the living entities are parts and parcels of this spiritual bliss. They also have partial independence, but by misuse of their independence, when the service attitude is transformed into the propensity for sense enjoyment, they come under the sway of lust. The Lord is an independent being, isn't it? It doesn't depend on anyone. But there's only one thing the Lord depends on for someone, on someone. What is that? Huh? For love. Yes. Give me a big hand, please. He depends. He's an embodiment of love. But he can't feel the love himself. He has to have someone to feel the love. That's why Lord Krishna expands his own internal potency to enjoy his loving activities in exchange with his own internal potency. He doesn't take from anyone else, but through his own internal potency. So therefore it is very, very important to understand this message. This material creation is created by the Lord to give facility to the conditioned soul to fulfill these lustful propensities. And when completely baffled by prolonged lustful activities, the living entities begin to inquire about their real position. Alright? So we are here in this material world, and that's why the Lord created this material world, so that we can enjoy our lustful propensity. So when you are baffled with it, when you are tired of it, then you would surrender to the Lord, make inquiry, and purify yourself, and transform lust into love. Now you know why we are struggling in this material world. Because we got no love of Krishna. And when you have no love of Krishna, there is no peace, there is no love, there is no happiness. Everything that you try to do in the material world, thinking that you're happy, it's all false. And I am not making the statement, it is here in Scripture. So how to transform this lustful propensity to love? This inquiry is the beginning of the Vedanta Sutras, wherein it is said, Atato Brahmana Jiganasya. One should inquire into the Supreme, and the Supreme is defined in Srimad Bhagavatam as Janmadya Asya Yata Anyat Itaratas Cha, or the origin of everything is the Supreme Brahman. Lord Krishna is known as Para-Brahman. We are also Brahman. But Krishna is the Supreme Brahman. Therefore, the origin of lust is also in the Supreme, which is love, not lust. That love when it is perverted in the material world, it becomes lust. But the same lusty propensity which seems like lust in the spiritual world, Krishna has exchanges between the gopis and all that. But if one cannot understand, then you will misinterpret that. That is not a lusty propensity. It is on the spiritual platform, because Krishna expands himself, his own spiritual internal potency, and he enjoys on the spiritual platform. Unlike us, we take on a material body and try to enjoy the spirit soul with this material body. Therefore we are struggling. But we can utilize the same material body, which is a bad bargain. You agree? Birth, death, old age, disease. It's a bad bargain. But you can make good use of the bad bargain by using it in Krishna's service to engage in love and love in lust. That's how you can transform lust into love. In other words, it says here, therefore the origin of lust is also in the Supreme. If therefore lust is transformed into love for the Supreme, or transformed into Krishna consciousness, or in other words, desiring everything for Krishna, then both lust and wrath can be spiritualized. That means your lust and your anger can become spiritual, right? And there's a good example that is coming up. Someone who had showed this. Anybody can guess? Who showed this right?
Lord Narasimha.
Huh?
Lord Narasimha.
Sorry?
Lord Narasimha. He demonstrates it.
The example that Prabhupada is giving here. Yeah, yes, you can say that also. Prabhupada is giving this here. Hanuman, the great savior of Lord Rama, exhibited his wrath by burning the golden city of Ravana. But by doing so, he became the greatest devotee of the Lord. He became very angry, quite angered, and he burned the city of Lanka. Of course, the Lord himself showed that the anger comes from Lord too. That anger is not actually anger. That is actually love for his devotee. To protect his devotee. Right? But here a devotee can also can use anger in the service of the Lord. When somebody insults Lord Krishna, you can become angry. Give them 1-2, what happens? Just like Hanuman. Right? Here. Arjuna, here also in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord induces Arjuna to engage his wrath upon his enemies for the satisfaction of the Lord. So the Lord asked Arjuna to fight. Is that wrong? No. You have to kill your enemies, just like lust is an enemy within you. Greed, lust, anger is an enemy within you. What will you do? Be excited about it and comfort them. No. You have to fight back. And how do you fight back this greed, lust and anger? Huh? How do you fight this back?
Devotional service.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And in time, all that will go. Just that. That is a yoga dharma for this age. Just chant Hare Krishna. And your lusty propensity will go. Therefore, lust and wrath, when they are employed in Krishna consciousness, become our friends instead of our enemies. So therefore, in the month of Karthik, you can transform your lust into love. And there's only one thing that you have to do. Just offer a ghee lamb with love to Krishna and pray to him, my dear Krishna, I am caught up in this material world with this lusty propensity. And I'm trying to purify my consciousness. So please transform my lusty propensity into love in this month of Karthik. If like that you can do. Or engage in some devotion, chant some extra rounds, like that. Cook some offering, offer the Lord and serve the devotees like that. So many things can be done. Or do some extra rounds. Can take vows like that in this month of Karthik. So thank you very much for allowing me to come and speak a little on this topic. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.